Turns out it's not going all their own way, in particular for Meghan Markle. But as ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. And as ever, thank you so much for your kind comments, particularly, of course, for seeing the reports that I do in my other daytime job for Fox News and for various other channels around the world. This is what I get up to when I'm not doing this. Of course, I enjoy talking to you. Everything's always done in a rush, do you find life is a rush, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? Don't have time for anything. You look back at things and think, what day was that? When did I go there? Can't remember so many things. Looking forward to a warm sort of summer, aren't you? A warm spring where we can get out and do stuff, maybe slow down a little bit. Seemingly though, not because of next year, with the coronation in the spring of course, King Charles III. But now we've got a bigger problem, as one could assume, for the ex-royal known as Meghan Markle, because, she's really been left stunned by this particular revelation. And as ever, let me explain. As you know, Meghan herself really prides herself on the fact that over in America, her and her husband, the former royal known as Prince Harry, are indeed allegedly popular. That's why we've been told by them they're popular. People love them. Apparently they love them over here in Great Britain too. Well, of course, that's what people tell you when you pay them a colossal amount of money and they are your PR team, as one can imagine. But here's where it's got really tricky because, as you can understand, Meghan herself was absolutely dumbfounded by the negative response that she received from the international press following, of course, their docuseries of 6 parts. In particular, things like the LA Times, the Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, those big sort of papers that you truly need on side. Now, it's interesting to note, isn't it, that why have they suddenly taken a turn, taken a twist, if you like, when seemingly they did like to support them. We're always told it's the younger readers, the younger generation, that truly like Harry and Meghan. But according to a very good source, Netflix have basically said, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, well, that's up to you. You should have gone out and promoted the show yourself more, shown a sort of fair balance of what was expected, what the viewer could, possibly look forward to. If you remember, she pulled the plug at the 11th hour on that sit-down chat for the NBC chat show. And of course, NBC were a little bit stunned by that because they thought that was in the bag, as did Netflix. In effect, what they decided to do was no publicity at all. But according to that good source, the reason behind this was simple. Harry and Meghan felt that they were big without having to do any publicity. And by not doing any publicity, of course, they didn't need to necessarily control the narrative. What's interesting here, when you look at the bigger picture, is, of course, by not showing a fair and balanced view, whichever form you look at it, whether popping up on a chat show or perhaps, sit down with Gayle King on CBS, a favoured journalist, well then this is exactly what you've got. The press have decided to write up their fair and balanced view of what they felt about this particular docuseries. Has this gone down well with Netflix? Well, let me tell you, 100% absolutely not. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.